The front netting, and that's it. An air ball for Verdell Jones, who didn't get going until that fourth quarter. Had played pretty subpar, at least as far as shooting was concerned, before hitting 5 of 6 threes in the fourth quarter of that loss to the Spurs on Saturday. Wilson misfires on a long two from the right side. Off for Williams. Down the lane, it's Udofia who can't finish. Away. Santa Cruz has numbers. Baker to Jones. Back to Mo. Foot on the line for two. No. Tipped up off the backboard by Williams. Nothing doing. Wilson, someone's got to pick up the basketball. Had a wide open 14-footer that he clanked short. Out of bounds, last touched by someone in blue.
And then no one really wanted to go get the rebound either.
Congratulate RJ Choppy for making. He's been a pretty talented side throughout the years, and they usually go through a mid-season slump that takes them out of the playoff race. Udofia, well short. Good defense from Brandon Ashley.
I was just gonna say that.
Wilson, he can shoot the three. Unfriendly roll for him. Santa Cruz by 3. Elliott shot
up to deflect it.
Wilson the rebound and takes it across half, playing point. Almost shot the pull-up jumper, now wide open, and he defers to Holloway. Looking for Reynolds down low, just checked back in. Wilson puts it on the floor. Williams gambles. Wilson can't make him pay. Tipped over to Holloway. New shot clock. Reynolds straight on 3. Skips off the right side of the rim. Tipped over to Holloway. New shot clock. Reynolds straight on 3. Skips off the right side of the rim. Nice outlet for Williams from Vereen. Challenging Reynolds. With the lefty runner it goes.
Well, smart play by Williams to attack the middle of the floor, knowing he had Baker on his left. He needed to create some space between the two.
Wilson answers back with a triple.
So Wilson drills that 3, which leads me to ask, why did he not take the one on the...
3-point lead for Santa Cruz. Foul down low on Mo Baker. Wilson v. Williams. Intriguing matchup all night. Wilson gets around Elliott, misses the turnaround. Santa Cruz can't really get a 2-for-1. Staten fouled. Holloway was there. Crossover, beautiful bounce pass to a backdoor cutter, extra feed, and Orton, a rejection of Eric. Numbers for Santa Cruz. Behind the back to Jones from Elliott Williams.
Well, that's the highlight reel, but it started on the defensive end. Daniel Orton saving the layup.
Another block for Orton. He's about to creep into the top 10 all time in Santa Cruz history. He's just a couple. Williams splits the free throws.
And although Holloway is having a terrific shooting night here so far, he did enter tonight shooting just 38% from the field. So he's got to be more efficient.
Holloway almost threw it away. Wilson collects, pulls up from 18. Too strong. Vereen tracks down the miss. 4-point game.
These guys get shots up and have an opportunity to succeed offensively, but none of these guys are being called up to be a 20-point-a-night guy at the next level. A little difficult to understand the coaching perspective and the style of play here, perhaps why there was such a shift that RJ was filled into from their coach pregame.
Now, I will say this. If you're a lights-out sharpshooter, you're probably not down here, right?
Well, what if you're 5'11"?
Okay, fair.
Okay, 11.
Okay, fair.
Okay, or you have an attitude issue.
Fair. But we've seen in every sport, if you can do something great, you can have whatever attitude you want.
Yeah, so lights out shooter is relative.
Yes. Wilson, left side, 3-pointer, yes!
Travis.
Well, as Jamil Wilson knocks down a 3, guys, we live with a lights out sharp.
Quickie culture change, but a 25-point-a-game guy in this league coming off your bench works for me.
Harris, 13 to shoot. Gets one in the corner. Here's Miller. He'll spin this over to Anderson. Anderson on the drive, kicks it out. Wilson will try another 3. No, measuring with the offensive rebound. Sala puts it in.
Sala, I said no camels. That's 5.
Down is loose ball foul on Amadou.
Nudging and shuffling. Texas take it.
Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by J.C. Penney. Here's Harris. Wilson, he'll try a three. Hey, you guys! Jamil Wilson gives Murray across the timeline. Ashley, he'll step into one, and that's a little bit short, but we're going to get a foul. And I think that foul might go.
This is a fun lineup the Legends have out there right now. There's more size on the perimeter on the Legends side of things right now than on the interior. With a 6'5" Alan Durham and a 6'9" Brandon Ashley manning the inside, we're looking at some serious length on the perimeter. So normally it's...
And Green makes the old-fashioned three-point play. Three-point Legend lead. Wilson straight away, three-pointer, it's off the mark, rebound by Lito.
Hey, get back, here they come. And they kind of had a sandbagger that time. Mark, I'm looking forward to is our annual New Year's Eve party, which we have whenever we can near New Year's Eve. So it'll be January 2nd,
Yep.
I believe.
I may have a special guest color analyst in for you that day.
I don't believe you will.
Wilson.
You can have a third wheel if you want to.
The day that you are out.
Oh, the damn out.
16 seconds left on the game clock in the first half. Holloway. Wilson, right side three. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Reno decides to shoot over the zone. Good results for Texas.
Inside Wilson. Wilson, jump hook in the lane, yes.
The refs, and he's also coaching up his team. He's got a play called. And Patrick Miller will be in charge.
So Miller across the timeline, Holloway. In the corner, Harris will try a three. It's going to be a little bit too strong. And the offensive rebound by Wilson lays it in.
Got to get Harris going, though. He's got 6 points, taking a lot of shots, a lot of good open shots. He's got 6 points, taking a lot of shots, a lot of good open shots.
Hearn for three.
Legends up by 1.
Wilson will try a three. There it is. Jamil Wilson, 4-point Legend lead.
Pops it off for Egwin in traffic. He lays it in. First points for someone other than Edgem or Seibert. 15-11, Bayhawks lead it. Here's Holloway to the right corner. Kicks it now to Eric on the right wing. Back to Holloway, working against Seibert. Double team on the baseline. His pass is deflected, but Murray comes up with it under the bucket. Left corner, three-pointer, and knocking that one down is Jamil Wilson. His first shot attempt, and it's a three. 15-14, Bayhawks. Highest total ever scored in a D-League game. Hopefully he won't get there tonight. Edgem down the lane, kicks it to Egwu, right baseline, 15-footer, rattles out. Davis poked the rebound away, but Harris gathers it in for Texas. They lead it 20-17 at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Here's Harris, right side, former Michigan standout, goes behind his back to Ashley at the right elbow. Up top it goes, and a three-pointer knocked down again by Jamil Wilson. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and it's a 20 outlet. Swings it left side into the corner to Edgem. Up and under, and he lays it in. Defender. He fell over almost, and Edgem drains a 12-foot jumper. Durham off the bench gets his first. That was Wilson who went stumbling backwards. Should mention another sub here for the Legends. And it's another number change. We'll have to figure out who number 11 is. He's not on the roster. Here's a three from the right side by Wilson. No good, but he was fouled by Edgem. So mention Durham, who went stumbling backwards. Should mention another sub here for the Legends. And it's another number change. We'll have to figure out who number 11 is. He's not on the roster. Here's a three from the right side by Wilson. No good, but he was fouled by Edgem. So mentioned Durham. Alan Durham, as Wilson at the line hits the first. Alan Durham checked in wearing a different number as well, but we're beyond that point now. He went to Grace, but he was fouled by Edgem. So mentioned Durham. Alan Durham, as Wilson at the line hits the first. Alan Durham checked in wearing a different number as well, but we're beyond that point now. He went to Grace Bible College. He's 6'6", 235, and he's averaging 7.5 points and 7.8 rebounds a game as Wilson hits the second. Now we see Justin Reynolds, 6'8", 7.5 points and 7.8 rebounds a game as Wilson hits the second. Now we see Justin Reynolds, 6'8", 240 out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi for the first time, and he's on the floor with a former college teammate. John Jordan of the Bayhawks mentioned he just checked in. This is his second game in an Erie uniform. He's wearing number 12. He's a 5'10 guard out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi as Wilson completes the trifecta. Edgem inbounds on the right sideline at the hash, 16 to shoot. Here's Jordan between the circles, gets it to Seibert outside the foul line, bounces it down to Egu in the left block. Egu has it poked away, stolen by Toure Murray. Murray down the center of the floor, scoops it to Holloway, back to Murray in the middle of the lane, in traffic, pivots around, finds Wilson at the foul line, 15-footer no good. Seibert has the rebound for Erie. Seibert will bring it up himself. And he leaves his feet, gets stirred at the right elbow. Pivoting around with a ball over his head, working one-on-one against Wilson. Step back, 16-footer, no good. Three Bayhawks tip it, no good. Rebound finally taken down by Jamil Wilson of Texas. Murray sings it down the right side to Holloway, who stops near the right hash and lobs it down to Durham in the right block. Against character, he bowls his way into the hoop. Hard to do against character. Lobs it out to Wilson, right side three, short. Long rebound out to John Jordan. He's pushing it for Erie. Scoops it ahead to Bowen. Was around and before the main Red Claws teams like that, but they used to play Fort Wayne over and over and over to the point of really familiarity that became contemptual. But they're in a different division now, so we only see them occasionally. Down in the left block, that is Wilson backing down Bowen, turnaround air ball. Oh, what a play. Manny Harris came from the weak side, caught that and put it in behind his head. Average player, in fact the whole league, is shooting 73.6% from the line on the season, and that is it's within tenths of a point of what it is every single year. It's really uncanny. Here's Holloway between the circles, guarded there by Mike Kabongo, sends it right corner. Wilson from 20 feet hits. So back to an 11-point game as Jamil Wilson knocks down the jumper. And Wilson will put it in play at the left hash, leading by 11. Up top it goes to Toure Murray. By the way, his last name Murray does not have an A in it in case you ever see it in print. It's not a misprint. Ashley in the middle lane, kicks it left side to Holloway, foul line extended. Kabongo all over him in a battle of number zeros. Holloway, 11 to shoot, gets away from him, gets it up top to Wilson. Three-pointer, off the mark, no good. Rebound tipped up in the air, and Kabongo stumbles into the seats. He's 5 of 6 from the line, all of them coming here in the first 3 minutes, 40 seconds of the third quarter. But it is a 77-59 Legends lead. Here's Murray in the left perimeter. Working against Harvey with the dribble. Up top to Ashley. Puts it on the floor. Kicks it left baseline to the cutting Wilson. Oh, Davis came over and rejected his layup attempt out of bounds. So that'll leave 8 lane with 8 to shoot. Eric Esri, for that matter, in this league. You look at this team. Manny Harris has contributed virtually nothing here tonight, and they lead 87-62 halfway through the third quarter. This has the makings of a pretty dynamic team. Corsi in the game, misses a jump hook in the lane. Rebound taken by Wilson. He's off to the races down the center of the floor as he gets around the defender, misses the layup. Rebound poked around. Edgem has it for Erie. Edgem gets across midcourt, ahead to Jordan. Alley-oop to Alex Davis, but he overshot him. But Edgem has the quarter. He now has 11 points. It's 107-93. We've got a 14-point game with 3:20 to go. Now, it hasn't happened very many times, but stranger things have indeed occurred. Here's Murray right side working against Jordan. Lobs it out to the left side to Wilson, who bulls his way in against Harvey, then steps back and misses a 10-footer. Rebound poked out of bounds and we were wondering how Bill Peterson would play it with a game again tomorrow night, and he has gone with primarily reserves here through this fourth quarter. Alex Davis did start, and he's been out there the whole time, but the rest are just Guys who don't see a lot of minutes as John Jordan hits an 18-foot jumper. Now we've got a 12-point game with 2:49 to go. Wilson across the timeline, goes right down the lane. He's poked. Oh, I thought Corsi got all ball, but he's called for the foul. So Jamil Wilson. Now we've got a 12-point game with 2:49 to go. Wilson across the timeline, goes right down the lane. He's poked. Oh, I thought Corsi got all ball, but he's called for the foul. So Jamil Wilson came into this game 79% from the line on the year, and he hits the first. Of course, tomorrow night, Bayhawks in 4. Jamil Wilson came into this game 79% from the line on the year, and he hits the first. Of course, tomorrow night, Bayhawks in Fort Wayne. 7:05 start, as Wilson's second attempt is also good. I think for the radio, we'll be back over on 13:30 tomorrow night. Of course, game will be on YouTube. 2:18 to go here in double overtime. Here's Kabongo, right side, gets a screen from Corsi, gets into the lane, almost falls down, eventually does, and the ball goes out of bounds on the baseline. So an inauspicious start to the second OT period for the Hawks, as a couple of turnovers and a hoop, and now at the other end, Wilson gets loose. Oh, great play by Alex Davis as he blocked his dunk attempt. Here come the Hawks again, down by 2. At Jordan.
Into the lane, Cummings tries to kick this one out, unable to do so. Here comes Patrick Miller. Wilson. And hits.
Does that play look familiar?
It did.
That's just how the Mavericks run, the exact same thing.
Teron Johnson will try. Wilson. And hits.
Does that play look familiar?
It did.
That's just how the Mavericks run, the exact same thing.
Teron Johnson will try a pull-up jumper. No, Miller with the rebound. Look at the rebounds. Legends up 9-3 in the rebound margin. There's a miss. Walker rips down the rebound. Here's Livingston up ahead to Cummings. Yeah.
He was flying.
Miller. Inside Harris. Harris up high off the glass. No, underneath. Wilson with the offensive rebound, but it's blocked away by Johnson. Harris back with it. No. Rebound underneath. Here's Walker. He's built. I think a linebacker almost out there.
Yeah, he's built like a. Let's give him a college safety. Want to?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. He's like a college safety.
Running back.
Yeah, he's like, Derrick Henry. Inside, here's Wilson. Three. A little move in that hip.
Legends defense really scrambling well.
Three. Oh, three. Wow. That'd have been impressive. Here's Murray. Murray to Miller to Wilson. Wilson underneath, and he keeps his eyebrows on fleek.
Is that a New Year's resolution?
That is.
How does it go again? Shoes, sneakers were either white or black.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, 35 years from now.
Oh, Joshua Smith. Wow. That was dirty, and here is Livingston stuffing this one home. Stay off Facebook. Well, that'll be the end of the first quarter. And it ended with a thud.
Yeah, Big Josh down, and the call's got to be made against
Facebook. Well, that'll be the end of the first quarter. And it ended with a thud.
Yeah, Big Josh down, and the call's got to be made against somebody.
Hopefully the Legends can continue to extend this lead. Currently up by 5. RJ, Fish, over to you.
All right, Travis, it appears the first quarter's not over. The referees went back and reviewed it.
Hopefully the Legends can continue to extend this lead. Currently up by 5. RJ, Fish, over to you.
All right, Travis, it appears the first quarter's not over. The referees went back and reviewed it, or as Fish calls it, referee play. And the foul occurred with .2 left on the clock. And now the first quarter has come to a
teammates making the same argument.
Roger on the interactive wants to know, how does the plan of getting Salah measuring minutes with the Legends fit into the Mavs plans for him long term?
If it wasn't for JaVale
McGee. Here's Wilson. Wilson on the drive in the lane. Euro step. Oh, nice move underneath. Murray with the putback. No. Durham underneath. Up with it. Yes.
It's something that he's had to adapt to here playing within the NBA D-League, as some of the screens and some of the play you get away with in regards to the extra touches over in Europe, you can't quite get away with here at the NBA level because they let these guards play a bit more freely and the post players get punished for that.
Kicks it. Thanks, Travis. Here's Wilson for a three in the corner. No. Measury tips this one out to Miller. Miller powers it up, and there's going to be a goaltend.
So today they're called a field. They end up with 4-on-2s. It's really been critical to their success with 6:40 left in the third.
Jamil Wilson. And he gets blocked by Putney, and he bangs his nose on the forehead of Denzer.
He's just shaking it off, but that did look nasty, didn't it?
Blocked away by Measuring. Yeah, it did. Harris swings it left side, Murray. Inside, Jamil Wilson, finger roll, lays it in.
Good instincts by the Legends there with the finish. You call it a Dr. Pepper, and I call it a pop.
No. I call it a soda.
All right, I call it a pop.
Yeah. You're weird. Murphy in the lane, kicks it out. Jamil Wilson, he'll try a three-pointer, that hits. Run on purpose.
New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution. Walked away, Holloway gets rejected, and it's 19.
Range jumper looks exactly like mine did, except mine didn't get blocked.
No.
The trajectory was almost the same.
and they both got about the same distance away from the basket. Durham on the drive. No. Eric put back. Yes. He doesn't need to make New Year's resolutions. That's insinuating he's not perfect already. Control weather right.
Well, we've addressed this, and Travis Blakely helped us do so at the beginning of the second half, about how the Legends have been in this position before and had things slip through their fingers. It doesn't need to happen here. But if you don't get good shots and you don't get to the midfield a little bit.
Nice shot by Holloway coming off the screen. Rises up over the defender. Knocks down the three ball.
Spent 3 years playing internationally after coming out of Xavier. It was the A10 Player of the Year in 2011. On the attack again. Wilson adding a triple of his own. And the Legends have opened up a 10-point lead.
Player, great shooter, great ball handling. And you see that in this Texas Legends team also. A lot of young guys, young talent guys who can score, get to the basket, shoot the three. Nice team.
What I remember sideways, it made you play at angles the way Ginobili kind of perfected. He did it before Manu Ginobili did it.
Right, he had that ball on his string. I used to love watching this dude play long.
Opening quarter for the Texas Legends.
Always able to put it together in the NBA. Needed to work on his defense, but as a shooter, you always think those guys are going to have some success on an NBA team and wasn't able to put it together. But he's had immediate success coming into the D-League, averaging the 4th most points per game in the league right now. The shifty ball handling skills, the passing has been on display all season. A tough start here today, though. Averaging the 4th most points per game in the league right now. The shifty ball handling skills, the passing has been on display all season. A tough start here today, though.
Jimmer obviously with the pedigree in the NBA and, you know, the college ridiculous numbers as National Player of the Year. He certainly has the name and has had the history to back it up where there's going to be a lot of eyes on him. I'm going to add one more.
Your shot's not falling from the outside. What do? You got to drive it. Get to the basket. Get a little closer. And then maybe as you move back out, those other shots will start to fall.
As expected, he makes the free throw, and 5 for Fredette early in 10 minutes. Jamil Wilson hit on the elbow as he pulls up and will go to the line. Marshall, at 30 years old, has spent 8. As expected, he makes the free throw, and 5 for Fredette early in 10 minutes. Jamil Wilson hit on the elbow as he pulls up and will go to the line. Marshall, at 30 years old, has spent 8 years playing internationally after going undrafted in 2007 out of Boston College. Has spent 8 years playing internationally after going undrafted in 2007 out of Boston College. And he's got some frequent flyer miles. Turkey, Greece, France, Dubai. Free tickets in there.
Yeah. He's a world traveler. Now trying to make his mark here at the show.
Very good shooting so far in this one. How about the Texas Legends? 10 of 12 from three-point range. And Trice steps back and hits a 16-footer.
And that's an NBA move right there. The step back through the legs. Hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
Wilson has it poked away, stays with Texas. Both teams shooting 51% so far, but the difference is behind the arc.
Through the legs, hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
Wilson has it poked away, stays with Texas. Both teams shooting 51% so far, but the difference is behind the arc. Texas has been on fire. Wilson inside the line that time.
Gets him on the arm, sends him to the free throw line. Wilson will have 2.
Texas. Both teams shooting 51% so far, but the difference is behind the arc. Texas has been on fire. Wilson inside the line that time.
Gets him on the arm, sends him to the free throw line. Wilson will have 2.
Jamil Wilson played in the D-League last year with the Bakersfield Jam and actually won the Showcase Cup event last year. He had 16 points in the final game win against Grand Rapids. Was with the Mavericks in the preseason this year after spending the summer with the Washington Wizards. Is a 14-point-a-game scorer for the Legends so far. Played collegiately at Marquette. Murray cuts off Fredette. Onto Tecumpo, blocked by Ashley. Now Wilson. Brandon Ashley. And a Wilson 3. Texas finally misses from behind the arc. John Marshall goes 0 for 2 out of the timeout at the free throw line. Still a 4-point deficit. Texas now attacks with 2 Holloway, Durham, Jamil Wilson, Patrick Miller, and Teray Murray. Miller high for the rebound, but he lost it going up.
Up the pace, they mix it up. They're shooting well from 3 now, sharing the ball, playing well together as a team.
Legends are listening to Mr. Van Exel. They force a shot clock violation. Here's Teray Murray. Wilson on the baseline is tripped by Jordan Crawford, and Jamil Wilson may have gotten kicked in the ankle as he.
When I talked to him was his team.
Here's Teray Murray. Wilson on the baseline is tripped by Jordan Crawford, and Jamil Wilson may have gotten kicked in the ankle as he.
When I talked to him was his team's inability to put teams away and that lack of killer instinct they've had in some games this season. They start off well, and then third and fourth quarter, they're not able to just put a team away. They've had in some games this season. They start off well, and then third and fourth quarter, they're not able to just put a team away. So let's see how they respond to their coach getting after it in there a little bit in the bench.
Texas at 8-8 on the season. Westchester has been able to close 13-6 on the year for the Knicks. And you see why so far in this third quarter. Who finishes again?
You saw Brennan Ashley trying to run, take an angle on that double team. And he wasn't able to get it. Westchester Knicks convert to 2.
15 for Jordan Baczynski. Wilson, corner 3. Fredette will clear it. Largest lead of the game for Westchester. Antetokounmpo for Baczynski. 17 for the big man out of Arizona State.
Baczynski's played really well. You talk about trying to get guys to play together in the D-League. It's tricky because guys are trying to stick out and really leave their mark on the game. And that's one thing Nick Van Exel talked about.
Jimmer Fredette to the world, or Eric Green in Reno, who's had NBA experience in the backcourt. I always try to look at the guard spot. It seems like somebody's always looking for a third guard on the roster.
Right. I love what Teray Murray's done here today. He's been a facilitator also. He said the 7 assists there. He's known for his defensive prowess. NBA GMs and scouts, they love guys who commit on the defensive end. They need stoppers. They need guys that'll guard the best players on the other team. So
whistle on the rebound there as Baczynski got kicked in the head, and Trice is also
tie ball game right now. We got ourselves a good one.
Gone back and forth here in the second half. Murray, Wilson. Texas leads again.
Nice baseline pass right there. One thing people talk about him, Harris, is his high basketball IQ. It looks like he's usually a step ahead of the defender at times.
Atkins ties it at 102. Durham's a step ahead there. Scramble for the loose ball. Wilson likes the corner 3. Foul on the rebound will go against the Knicks.
47%, Texas 47%. Texas has a 10-point lead. Here's Togodo, 360 spin in the lane. That's nice body control. 360 spin, got his man up in the air, and then he just finger rolls it in. And JP has his first bucket of the game. 29-21. Ashley driving left, hands off, going to the right. It's Wilson. His first shot of the game is to the right, missed. Rebound, though, is Durham. And Texas gets a fresh clock with 2:13 to play. That's it. The defense, number 11, Patrick Miller, who checked in. Here's Johnson in the lane. Backs his man down low and puts the hook shot up and in. 31-23. Johnson's second shot and his first success. Here's Parks, gets a screen. Passes left side, driving for the left angle. Down to the baseline. A floater by Wilson, who kind of gives Wells a little bit of a shot going back up the court. 23, Wilson's first bucket of the game. Here's Johnson, a runner, and he hit it. Big man showing his guard skills as he hits a runner in the lane. A short shot goes, and Johnson has 4 points. That was Johnson, right? Yeah, they still haven't updated the stats sheets. They still got to score 29-21. So here's Wilson, a jumper. He hit it. So Wilson hadn't scored. He's had 29 in the first lead, 14 points for Texas. Here's a drive by Wells. He misses it from the right angle. Rebound cleared by Justin Reynolds, who checks in for Texas to start the quarter. Parks backs out, sets things up. Reynolds, 6'9", 235 from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 3.8 points, 2.6 rebounds. Fourth round pick of the D-League draft. Shot up by Texas, no good by Wilson. But on the rebound, Cobbins, fourth round pick of the D-League draft. Shot up by Texas, no good by Wilson. But on the rebound, Cobbins only averages 3.8. But hit double digits in the middle game of the 3 played so far. Miller passes left side to Wilson. He'll pull up from about 18 on the left angle, missed the shot, but I think after the shot, Wells fouled him. So he'll get it during the act and goes to the line percent, but hit double digits in the middle game of the 3 played so far. Miller passes left side to Wilson. He'll pull up from about 18 on the left angle, missed the shot, but I think after the shot, Wells fouled him. So he'll get it during the act and goes to the line percent. You're like third on your team. He's hit 40 of 50. Misses. That finally worked on somebody. Doesn't work very well on 2 Holloway. Second miss for Texas from the line. Act and goes to the line percent. You're like third on your team. He's hit 40 of 50. Misses. That finally worked on somebody. Doesn't work very well on 2 Holloway. Second miss for Texas from the line. Wilson averages 14.6 rebounds a game. Second is up and in. So it's now a 15-point advantage for the Legends. Farrakhan gets to Wells. Wells pulls up left elbow. Got it. Des Wells back-to-back buckets for him. And Oklahoma City has cut the 15-point lead down to 8 as 3 Legends prepare to check back into the game. 40-32, 9:21 to play in quarter number 2. Wilson, between the legs dribbles, pulls up 18, airballed it right in the hands of Durham, who gets bumped. Gets it back. Shot clock ticking down to 5. Reynolds, left Legends player, was back there defensively. Still, that was a pretty aggressive foul. I guess Murray got his hack to count. Teague on the dribble now. Goes inside, rips a pass on the low block right to Zana, but Wilson was there defensively, and Zana threw it over the iron into the hands of Murray, going the other way for Texas. He passes left side. Wilson cut the lane and throws it down easily. So he found an opening, and Texas, down 1, has scored second half. He's 6 of 7, 22 of 24 coming into the game against the Blue. Zubicic has it, bounces it to Tokido on the low post right. He backs in, fadeaway jumper, front rimmed. Wilson has the miss. Wilson his second rebound. He has on the offensive end, straightaway 3. Got it, rattled it home. And we have our 4th lead change of the game as Texas regains the advantage 83-82. But again, 83-82 Texas, the lead in the basketball. 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Murray gets a screen from Wilson. Zubicic on the switch. Has Murray. Murray will pull up from about 20 right side, missed it. Wilson runs down the rebound around the free throw line. Texas has a fresh clock. Wilson now fires a 3 from straight away over Zubicic. Jamil Wilson is feeling it. Back-to-back triples.
And I said,
a 3-point advantage for Oklahoma City erased. Here's a reverse layup attempt by Johnson. He misses it. Durham clears the miss. Up ahead to Murray, and you can hear Nick Van Exel setting up a play. Durham with 14 points, 5 rebounds. Here's Wilson. He fakes the 3 this time. Got Zubicic in the air. Pass right to Harris. Back to Wilson. This time from the right angle for 3. 3 for 3 for Jamil Wilson here in the last minute or so. And all of a sudden, it's a 62, which is last in the league. Zana does hit the second. And to lead now, team-high lead of 15 points, go with 5 rebounds. 6 of 11 from the foul line. Miller on the dribble. They're going to give him a 3 if he wants it. Instead, bounce pass right of the lane to Wilson. They'll try to back in on Tokido. Now goes baseline. Tokido or the backboard blocked it. Off to Teague, 3-on-2. Marcus takes it himself all the way to the rack. Missed. But as he went to grab it, he stepped on the sideline. Nick Van Exel wanted an elbow. 29.8. Harris gets it into Holloway this time. JP lets him have it. 7-second differential and 2 clocks. Oklahoma City should get at least one more opportunity. Good screen by Eric. Frees Holloway to Wilson. 3. Got it. What a rainbow from Jamil Wilson. And our 6th lead change of the game gives the Legends the. Oklahoma City has the lead. Texas will have the basketball and a chance for its 4th win. He will try to contest the inbounds from the 6-foot Holloway. Tokido at 6'6". They get it into Wilson. Wells, much smaller man on Jamil. He's trying to back him in. He gets to the baseline, puts it up, missed the shot too hard. Wilson gets it back 1 second at the bottom of the rim. Oklahoma City wins the game.
Get enforced beyond a couple of weeks. And it's still in place, right? They didn't unplug the rule officially. No. I don't think.
Once the genie's out of the bottle on pretty much everything, it stays out. Yeah. Miller in the lane, swings this one, and here's Jamil Wilson. Ashley in the corner. Wilson, he'll try a three-pointer, and that's off the mark. Marine with the rebound. Out of bounds. Legend ball. 29. Miller in the corner for three. It's an air ball out of bounds, and they're going to put 1 second back on the shot.
Outline 20 seconds ago. You got another one?
It's got to be kind of an alley-oop kind of tip in, no? And Wilson will try a three in the corner. It's an air ball. It'll be a shot clock violation. So they get it into Jones. Jones.
How you dress?
Lele. Let's go back to Travis.
What?
I'm sorry, guys. I have to defend myself in regard to wardrobe. I'm wearing a blue and white and red shirt tonight on behalf of our American Fallen Soldiers Project mission. And last night it was green, white, and blue. And yes, the jacket, Fish, did. Not quite sure. I did get a lesson from you, however, in the pregame. So perhaps you can enlighten us, Fish.
Well,
wearing a blue and white and red shirt tonight on behalf of our American Fallen Soldiers Project mission. And last night it was green, white, and blue. And yes, the jacket, Fish, did. Not quite sure. I did get a lesson from you, however, in the pregame. So perhaps you can enlighten us, Fish.
Well, the way I get my beard to grow is that I'm a manly man.
Yes, you are, right?
I get a 5 o'clock shadow at 5 a.m.
Enlighten us, Fish.
Well, the way I get my beard to grow is that I'm a manly man.
Yes, you are, right?
I get a 5 o'clock shadow at 5 a.m.
You shave and you have to already shave again.
Right.
Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by JCPenney. Again.
Right.
Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by JCPenney. Up ahead, here's Wilson, and Wilson will lay this one in. Sun's out, guns out. Jamil Wilson, Brewer up ahead. Brewer. And the Brewer up ahead. Brewer. And the Drisden shot will go a little short. Eric pulls down the rebound. Murray to Wilson. Wilson will try a right side three. That's off the mark, short. Drisden pulls down the rebound.
But Holloway has played like a guy who is on the verge of deserving a look, and then the best player on this team is Manny Harris.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Now this is how big of homers we are. All right? I just named 3 guys. Brandon Ashley, the Mavericks think very highly of him.
Yeah.
I think would be Murray, Travis Blakely.
Dr. Fisher, your diagnosis is on point. Murray's certainly the guy who can step in right away and fill a role. In regards to overall talent, the ability to put the ball in the basket, that crown certainly goes to Manny Harris.
Manny Harris.
But, you know, it really depends on the situation and the timing of things, because not too many NBA teams are looking for their leading scorer to come out of the basket. That crown certainly goes to Manny Harris.
Manny Harris.
But, you know, it really depends on the situation and the timing of things, because not too many NBA teams are looking for their leading scorer to come out of the
It's an age thing.
Oh, I've heard the kids say it. I haven't heard anybody your age say it. I've heard the kids say it. Legends have a 2-point lead, but Revenue, which means to return.
And
that's not a spoiler.
Appreciate Fish just spoiling the movie for everyone. He comes back from the dead.
All you have to do is look up the word revenant and you'll know what it means. Listen, if the title of the movie is The Sting, guess what? There's a sting in the movie.
It could be a bee sting, though. Nobody knows what kind of a sting.
If the title of the movie is Jaws, guess what? There's something with a big mouth in the movie.
That's Hobson.
How can you tell?
I know things. I prefer a one-point basketball game to 76-75 with 2:47 to go.
Oh, you've got that, sir.
Wilson will try a corner three. That's off the mark, and the rebound to Brewer.
No Manny Harris on the floor right now, so production's going to have to come.
You can turn on the ceiling fan by remote control in some places.
You could be driving your car and turn on your ceiling fan at home.
Yeah. You can lock the doors of your house. Wilson, and he gets it into Durham. 5 to shoot. Alan Durham. Back to Wilson. Wilson up with it. No. Blocked away, and Drisdom comes down with it.
By the way, while you're driving your car, quit changing the remote on your paper and taking a picture with your camera phone. Just drive.
Is the car selfie not the most dangerous thing out there?
Gosh almighty.
Harris. Legends down 1.
Harris a little frustrated at the Warriors' defense on him on the perimeter. But it was good defense. The skip pass because I hate Skip Bayless.
You hate the skip pass because you hate replay.
Not related.
And we're going to get a Wilson, mid-range, and that's going to be an air ball.
Jamil Wilson now on 2 straight offensive possessions. Fish Sports research staff on the job.
$15 to shoot, Holloway to Wilson. Wilson in the lane, up and under, lays it in. Jamil Wilson. Nice move, nice put in. Back.
Just. Got paid. It's just like all the other songs. And then on the, it's in sync.
And there's the charge on Munford. Holloway kicks this one out. Evans. Straight away. Jamil Wilson, no. Rebound to White. And they probably didn't write their songs anyway.
Probably not. Yeah, start there on this road trip and get enough healthy bodies to make it roll. The official, by the way, giving a nudge to a couple legends saying, hey, tuck in your shirts, man.
Holloway off the screen in the corner. Murray hasn't gotten a ton of playing time tonight because of the Mavericks who were in town. And Wilson on the drive, bucket and the foul, Jamil Wilson.
That's the idea. And, you know, we talk about the addition of Pledger, and this is just about getting a chance.
On the drive, bucket and the foul, Jamil Wilson.
That's the idea. And, you know, we talk about the addition of Pledger, and this is just about getting a chance. And we have these conversations, whether it's African Americans at the Oscars or females in professional sports, in the usually dominated by men areas. And our old friend Kevin Kiley,
who I worked with closely,
and develop, and now doing that with the Sacramento Kings. This isn't about if Nancy Lieberman's going to someday be a head coach of the Sacramento Kings. That's not what it's about. They're in quality control. It's the lowest
that's the most entry of the entry
full-time job that you can have in the NFL. You are one of 900 NFL staffers at that point.
And the idea that the player, Arizona Cardinals,
just talked to her the other day.
All she ever needed to get the players to respect her, and she got it, was Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep.
The best player on the team. So if it was in Buffalo, I guess that'd be Sammy Watkins, right?
Okay, or
Sammy Watkins just
saying, this is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing.
Okay,
and
same thing, but how about Greg Popovich in San Antonio?
Becky Hammond.
Who's done it with Becky Hammond. If Greg coach of Buffalo's not in the locker room, she's never in the locker room.
Nancy Lieberman was respected here by the players.
Right. She was in the locker room because it was her locker room. But in the case of the Buffalo Bills, she's going to be in the film room.
Yeah.
Players won't even know she's alive. That's not her job to interact with them at this very early stage. Travis Blakely, who's been very involved in this issue, fire away.
Fish, the fact that it's even under debate baffles me. Having worked a year under,
need to, make the hoop twice as big so the ball goes in easier. In hockey, make the net bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the game.
Yeah. So Wilson goes to the line. Jamil Wilson is at 72% on the year, and he makes the first.
Could you imagine if some guy in Sweden said, well, for the NFL to really work right, you guys have to make...
Jamil Wilson is at 72% on the year, and he makes the first.
Could you imagine if some guy in Sweden said, well, for the NFL to really work right, you guys have to make it so every catch has to be one-handed. Otherwise, I'm just not interested.
Both of them go for Jamil Wilson. They inbound into Silas. And
Mans goes with left hand, has it stripped, saves it, but it goes directly to Parks, and Texas has the basketball.
Mans needs to be down and back, ready to play defense. Now the Stampede completely back.
Holloway at the top. Holloway jump pass out to Wilson. He'll fire the three straight on. Spins out, no good. Rebound, Pressey for the Stampede. Quick outlet to Mans running the floor. Gets pushed from behind by Wilson. Missed.
It was going to be slipped, and he was going to be open. Just an amazing job. Nice finish.
Travion
by coach.
Misses the free throw. He's now 0 for 3 from the line, and the Stampede are down 1. Patrick Miller gives it left side. Murray down low for Wilson, back in the game. Wilson in the lane, tough shot, hits it in the lane in traffic.
Good strong body, nice touch. Sophisticated finish right there. Take it all the way.
He goes to the free throw line, 77% free throw shooter.
Dangerous move to take the ball that absolutely deep, but you can see the shot blockers are ready and primed to jump at about 6 to 8 feet to stop that shot.
Michael Eric, one of the best shot blockers in the league at 4. Fourth in the league as Jamil Wilson hits the free throw line jumper. The Marquette product hits that one.
Excuse me, Mark. That's a
jumper. The Marquette product hits that one.
Excuse me, Mark. That's a very routine jump shot for them. Nice pattern play.
Texas ties it at 10. They're shooting 4 or 5 from the field. Bounce pass in the lane to Mans. Little runner is too strong. Rebound. Mans tips it alive, but it goes to Eric. Out to Chu Holiday. Holiday to the top. Bounce pass to Jamil Wilson. Got the bump from Singler. Wasn't called, and he laid it in. Could have been an and one. EJ bumped him off his route, but he was able to.
The Jet, great hands in the defensive side of things, and a first steal for the night, and then quickly the defenders turn the basketball right back over.
Trying to find his teammate, but you know what? Sometimes those things happen.
Far side, Murray comes to Wilson from the elbow off the glass, no good. Second rebound to Harper, and the Jet will force it up to the defenders.
First thing, Steven.
Those free throws good for the defenders, give them the largest lead of the night. At 8 here, 13-5. Jet, good defense on Holloway. Wilson top of the key, and the middle opens wide open, and he misfires from 21. Rebound comes off Ryan Gomes. Harper hands it off to Blue. Blue's been hot all month, averaging nearly 30 points throughout the month of January, and he misses a layup that time. And Texas quickly up the court. Jamal Wilson turned around from 10. Got it and one. Game and a half back in the Pacific and Southwest Conferences, and he misses a layup that time. And Texas quickly up the court. Jamal Wilson turned around from 10. Got it and one. Game and a half back in the Pacific and Southwest Conferences, respectively.
Yeah, that definitely means they're both playing for something, for sure. And so it's the time to make the move. You know, in the NBA, it was always right after All-Star break. You always
on his right thumb. That guy's missed some time this year with that broken thumb.
Yeah, he has. He's missed some time, and you know, he's just now coming back into basketball shape, condition, and just timing. But I tell you what, there was no one happier than Coach Casey Owens seeing him come back.
Far side Wilson, 18-footer, too strong. Nice rebound for Andre Ingram. And the defenders set the half court as they play with Gomez. Playoffs here in the D-League. Texas also right there in contention in the Southwest Division. They too just a game and a half back.
Yep, second place is very, very close, as we know, to first. So you have a lot to play for right now.
Holloway gets doubled, kicks it out nice into the corner to Wilson. Jamil Can't find it from distance, and Vanderblue up, wipes the glass.
DJ Shepard, once again, he's played really well. I've been so happy to see the effort that he's put in on both ends of the court tonight. Very good job for the defenders.
Final seconds are going to tick off here as Texas just going to try and make it cosmetic. Jamil Wilson triggers a three. That one doesn't go. Harper off. The shot clock is off, and this one's going to be over. 114-90 have gone cold from the field here to open up the second half. Jet wraps it around Harper for three. That one's too strong. Holloway there on the clear out, and back come the Legends. There's Ashley on the take, kicks it far side. And the three ball goes, Jamil Wilson. Jet near side, gets a pick from Gomes. Skip pass Hawkins, three if it goes, you betcha. Rattles around 71. 59 and a whistle. Wilson on the take, out of control. Won't get a call on the whistle, and now the defenders have numbers. A 3-on-1 fast break, and Jet got caught on the other side of the key and couldn't get there in time.
And actually, that last assist was from Harper to Majet. Sharing the ball again.
Far side, sharing the pumpkin and can't convert. There's a nice pass threading the needle. Jamil Wilson can't handle it. And now the defenders are just going to try and run with the Legends. Hawkins, Harper, free ball, you betcha.
Whistle, around that knee area, and so we'll see. Hopefully, they'll get that. Nina Shea's a great trainer, so she'll get on top of that one pretty easily and quick. Get them back out there.
Nice play by the Legends right out of the timeout is Durham able to convert, delay a game warning. Wilson between the circles. Nice half-court defense by the defenders. Nowhere to go. Murray back to Wilson. He lets fly a three, and Jamil drops it in. Astute eyes there, AC. Nice look down low. Gomes on a beautiful dish from a Jet.
Very cool. Very, very good view. For a guy who's only 6 foot tall, he can see everything out there on that court.
And get it there exactly when it needs to be there, too. Some of those passes, if they're a half a second later, the turnovers. And tonight, they've all been assists. Rare time the defender off to Upshaw, and Casey Owens pleading for his charges to force the issue up the court. Near side corner to Gomes. Gomes back to Vander. Can't find it from 18 and rattles in and out. Jamil Wilson, length of the court, takes it right at Upshaw. And Roberts got to be careful not to pick up his third foul, so he retreats back. Absolutely viral as of late. How about Vanderblue?
Vander, he has just been flat out on a roll, as you said. He loves seeing January. He loves to have the month of January come around. 30 points pretty much this whole month thus far per game.
Deep three, Wilson, and that thing came out of the rafters. High arc. Gomes, far side elbow, answers the call. Big three, give him 10 on the night. Nine-second differential between the shot and the game clock, so the defenders will have one more possession, at least in the half. Free ball, no good. And now Casey Owens screaming for his team to slow.
Texas native Andrew Harrison with the basketball, one of the Harrison twins, and he Charlotte for a little bit. He was just sent down on assignment to the Oklahoma City Blue. Alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler here, our third member, our teammate. We welcome Travis Blakely.
Well, as Jamil Wilson hits that corner three, I'd just like to touch on what Mr. Fisher had to say.
It's against Terry Wisnett. That'll be the third team foul called against him, being one of them.
You know, I got to know Jim Jackson really well. My radio show, he did a weekly deal with me, mostly just for the fun of it. You know how most of those guys, they need a big pile of money to come pretend like they're your friend on radio. But Jim Jackson, we just did it because we just had a ball. And I found him to be a fascinating guy.
Holloway tried to find Murray going baseline. The ball knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Legends. 15 on the shot clock.
3 Jay's era, by the way, just another piece of evidence of how non-scientific it all is. Scouting and chemistry and the rest. That was 3 super high draft picks that absolutely should have worked. The Sixers continue to try to do.
Yeah.
Try to be bad on purpose. Just another piece of evidence of how non-scientific it all is. Scouting and chemistry and the rest. That was 3 super high draft picks that absolutely should have worked. The Sixers continue to try to do.
Yeah.
Try to be bad on purpose so they'll get good in the draft, and it's been a long, long climb. It seems like it's gone on forever.
Jamil Wilson knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Wilson knocks down the first of 2 free throws.
You hope that long road trip that you bonded even more than you had before. Now, that's difficult, Jared Sandler, when the bodies are different. And right now, the bodies are short, just 8 guys here tonight. But I do think it was effective enough. They got through it. Congratulations.
Grilled cheese was good, by the way. You're going to have to try
I think
some.
I'll try one. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody over at Ruthie's Rolling Cafe for that. And we'll hear from people a part of the great Ruthie's Rolling Cafe with Travis Blakely at halftime. Maybe he'll get a grilled cheese. I don't know if he's earned it, though. Jamil Wilson drawing the foul. He's already drawn 3 fouls here, 2 apiece for Jarrell Martin and people a part of the great Ruthie's Rolling Cafe with Travis Blakely at halftime. Maybe he'll get a grilled cheese. I don't know if he's earned it, though. Jamil Wilson drawing the foul. He's already drawn 3 fouls here, 2 apiece for Jarrell Martin and Terry Wisnett.
By the way, Stevenson, I think, is also taking a break, right? Which is a break for Frisco.
Yeah, into the game.
I'm sorry.
Into the game for...
By the way, Stevenson, I think, is also taking a break, right? Which is a break for Frisco.
Yeah, into the game.
I'm sorry.
Into the game for the Energy for Alex Stevenson is Zach Andrews, who earlier this year was a part of the LA Defenders, was recently acquired by way of trade.
You know, we talk about go-through and go-to guys, and it's not very often that you see a big, bulky coach of Iowa used to coach. In fact, I think he was the head coach of the Chinese national team, as was our own Del Harris before him at Mongolia basketball. But, yeah, it's everywhere. More lucrative some places than others.
Wilson knocks down the first free throw. He's the high scorer so far in tonight's ball game. That's 10 points.
It's everywhere. More lucrative some places than others.
Wilson knocks down the first free throw. He's the high scorer so far in tonight's ball game. That's 10 points. Patrick Miller into the game for the first time for the Legends. So 7 of their 8 dress players have played. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the only Legend that has not got into the game.
He's another international sensation.
Yes, he is.
They get a mid-range or in the paint shot there because of the offensive rebound by Parks.
And you saw the Legends that last possession getting a second chance bucket. They're third in the D-League entering tonight, averaging just under 17 second chance points per game. A lot of that, though, you got to believe due to the athleticism of a guy down low like Michael Eric and a guy like Brandon Ashley. As Wilson knocks down the 3, Eric and Ashley both struggling, or I guess Ashley struggling.
What Ghana was trying to tell me. But that's a good teacher right there.
A guy that had a long career in the NBA. Time spent with the Mavericks for part of the team that went to the finals in 06. And you see the Legends pushing it.
Trying.
Even on an out-of-bounds entry, Wilson, 3-ball, can't get it to go, and Martin two-handing the rebound.
You know, when you see Salah Mejri bounce up and down, and then
Jackson takes it to the hoop, but it's deflected, and the Legends coming back in transition. Miller attacking, he goes up, no call. We have a whistle. Is it just going to be out of bounds?
Got Legends trailers.
Holloway coming off a screen set by Wilson. Gives it up to Wilson. 3-ball. Back rims it, but Miller the rebound. Fresh shot clock for the Legends. For the Legends, got 13 points in this frame alone. He's leading all scorers now with 26, but he couldn't get that one to go. Here's Ennis. Off the glass, too strong. Ashley corrals the rebound. Wilson, 3-ball. In and out. Rebound popcorned around, grabbed by the Energy. Right goes right, trying to cut into this deficit. The Legends haven't led since the second quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Wilson has it poked away, gets it back. 5 on the shot clock, falling away, Wilson short. Legends really struggling in the half court.
Well, and
at 10, they're going to put it in the hands of Wright. He gets a screen from Jackson. 4. Jackson alone, corner 3, and he knocks it down. Wilson doesn't get it to go, and the Energy and the third with a bang. A 12-point lead after the
make that. Certainly, he's a difference maker there.
So it works out.
A 3 leading the Energy. Brandon Ashley, the lone healthy all-star for the Legends, 17 points, 9 boards, and 4 assists. Ashley getting a bit of a breather right now. Holloway kicks. Wilson. 3 in and out. That was a good streak. The Energy trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. We talked about a part of that 5-game losing streak. The Energy really struggled in the fourth quarter games. They've had some leads slip away, and we're seeing it yet again here tonight. It's Wilson, and 1. It looked like Stevenson started at North Carolina before heading back home across the coast to USC. Wilson. We talked about a part of that 5-game losing streak. The Energy really struggled in the fourth quarter games. They've had some leads slip away, and we're seeing it yet again here tonight. It's Wilson, and 1. It looked like Stevenson started at North Carolina before heading back home across the coast to USC. Wilson started at Oregon before ending his career at Marquette. Nick Van Exel calling out a play from the sideline as the Energy trying to get a defensive stop. They haven't been doing much of that here this quarter. Legends have surged out to an 8-point lead. Ashley with Martin on his back. Looks like he's trying to attack. He does, and Andrews rejects the shot, but 3 on the clock. Wilson's got it. 1, he fires it up, and we'll have a shot clock violation, as Wilson was just doing anything he could to try and get dunk. He struggled to finish alley-oops, but he was able to get that one to fall. Not one that's necessarily going to make the top 10 highlight package developed by ESPN later. Ashley, 3-ball. A little too strong. Wilson skies high for the offensive rebound, but he can't put it back.
That is the rarest of beasts tonight. The
game.
3 minutes left, and Nick Van Exel calls flow, which is kind of a play without a play.
Pledger, looks like he took a few steps, but kicks it, he gets it back. Wilson, 3, back room. Offensive rebound, tipped to Pledger.
On his free throws, or at least on that one he didn't.
Just a little bit of a bend, and he makes the second, so it's a 6-point game. Still don't have to have a 3 if you're the Legends, but if you get a good look, you may as well take it. Holloway from the corner. Baseline kicks. Wilson, 3-ball, right wing. Can't get it to fall, and Andrews the rebound. And a foul called as Murray. Out for the Legends. Thomas hoists up a three. He's short, almost followed up and thrown down there by Julian Washburn, but he's unable to convert. Oh, man. That could have been fun.
A run thing through Murray here.
Wilson with Thomas on his back in the middle, knocks it down in the foul. It is illegal to. I got a look from Travis on that one. Did you know it was illegal?
A run thing through Murray here.
Wilson with Thomas on his back in the middle, knocks it down in the foul. It is illegal to. I got a look from Travis on that one. Did you know it was illegal to sell one's eye, Travis? He has no idea. As Wilson completes the three-point play. The Legends are leading by 6. Van Exel wanted a call. He didn't get it. As we go to the break, 12 more minutes.
We just have to focus on being us. I think sometimes we play opponents, we get a little rattled, we lose our identity a little bit. Our identity is to get up and down, space the floor, and equal opportunity shots.
How has the zone formation defensively helped this team to not just stay in the game, but get back when the Spurs have taken a lead?
A lot. To be quite honest, it's just rest a bit.
Highly regarded up and down both organizations for his willingness to just grab a broom and let's go.
Well, he came from a great high school, Fish, so. We have an interactive question from Roberta, Travis. With the Legends making a playoff push, how do the D-League playoffs work?
Well, after all those compliments, I'm tickled pink over here, Fish.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Jared, if you would repeat that question. You guys were breaking up.
Them at home. The homestand started on Wednesday. They lost a tough one in double overtime to the Iowa Energy before getting pummeled last night by the Raptors squad by 56. And you're hoping maybe that they could use this home court advantage against a really good Austin team. And still with a shot as Wilson knocks it down. 4-point game.
And in that 4-game streak, no singular pattern. Maybe a loss in the
defense creating some offense right there, Fish.
Well, and if you do film study, and I know Tu Holloway does, you get a sense of what Austin's trying to do. And so you can kind of anticipate passing lanes, and that's what he did on that last offensive thrust.
Wilson, 3-ball. It is illegal to milk another person's cow, but it is not illegal to drain a three like Jamil. McCamey and Parks Jr. hip to hip. McCamey stays on his feet and he finishes with a layup.
Parks is sliding along the floor and looking at the referee at the same time, saying, how'd you miss that? That was about 14 feet of floor burn.
Wilson, 3-ball. Offline.
You know what, though? It was short, but I think it was online. Now, we don't have the best angle on it, but he looks like he feels real.
Sykes guarded by Miller. Inside the three-point line, and he knocks it down.
He found a little seam there where the Legends had an I got him, you got him, no, I got him.
I like you for Sykes' game. He's just 5'11", but he's going to be participating in the slam dunk contest. And speaking of dunks, Jamil Wilson with 2 hands pulling himself up a little bit.
Boy, what a crafty feed from 2. You got a real basketball game now, Jared Sam.
Miller and Wilson run into each other. 10 on the shot clock. The Legends really haven't got into anything offensively. 7, Holloway out to Wilson. He's alone. And the 3, he clanks out. That was a good look, even though the Legends were really late to start something. Holloway with a screen from Wilson.
See, there it is. The drive and then kick back behind you to Wilson, who's open. Run it again.
2 on the shot clock. Wilson's got to get it up. He does. And draws contact. He'll go to the line.
Jared, that can be bread and butter here. Hypotheticals.
Okay.
He's open. Run it again.
2 on the shot clock. Wilson's got to get it up. He does. And draws contact. He'll go to the line.
Jared, that can be bread and butter here. Hypotheticals.
Okay. Maybe we can get Travis here to. So even we're getting. Got it. So we're hearing inside the trunk, and I appreciate that clarification.
Yeah.
That the clock stops on the. So even we're getting. Got it. So we're hearing inside the truck, and I appreciate that clarification, that the clock stops on the foul. So when the foul occurs, the shot clock doesn't matter. It might keep going in the arena. You might see it go on the scoreboard on TV.
Sure.
But the clock stops as far as the blowing of the whistle, and so the bucket would count.
And I don't deal in
9 on the shot clock. Nick Johnson around it in Ndoye, screen. 3 on the shot clock. Thomas open, corner jumper, and he's short on it. Here comes Murray.
Yeah, that was 23 seconds of darn good defense.
Wilson to tie, and it's short.
He collides with Ndoye, but that was not, it was incidental.
And Johnson, Stephen Pledger tonight from behind the arc. He's struggling again, 1 of 4.
I'm going to argue, by the way, that those 10 turnovers aren't just committed by the Spurs.
Forced by the Legends.
Yeah, I really think that.
Miller to a trailing Wilson. Right down the chute, one-handed. And Nick Van Exel throws his hands up with his palms facing the sky, asking way to the cup, and on a second effort on this particular possession, he finishes.
Then there's RJ Choppy, who wants the Legends to win a championship just so he can get a ring. He thinks he's going to get a championship ring.
Nothing wrong with a little championship bling bling. Murray, Wilson, 3 ball, and he rattles it home.
And Choppy he's the kind of guy that would walk him.
First bench to quiet down. It's time for their silent, their reading voices, their library voices. Thomas, left hand to the cup. Deshaun Thomas with 12 points. Wilson straight away, trailing 3, back rim. McCamey, a lead pass, Lillane behind the defense. Can't get the layup, but does get the foul, and he'll go to the line. Out called by Nick Van Exel.
Miller will take a breather now. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Part of the rotation now for the pink-clad Legends.
You can tell which team's the Spurs, and then by deduction, which team's the Legends, but it's a different jersey every night for the Legends, and we're raising awareness for breast cancer and white as well. You can tell which team's the Spurs, and then by deduction, which team's the Legends, but it's a different jersey every night for the Legends, and we're raising awareness for breast cancer and white as well.
I'm going to go talk to somebody about that.
Jamil Wilson at the line for the Legends. And the Marquette product knocks down his first free throw. Wilson played for Buzz Williams in college. Wilson at the line for the Legends. And the Marquette product knocks down his first free throw. Wilson played for Buzz Williams in college. Williams has since taken a job to try and restore the Virginia Tech basketball program, but when he coached Jamil Wilson, he called him switchable because his ability to guard multiple positions on defense and fill a variety of roles offensively, and the Legends have seen Jamil Wilson. 10 on the shot clock. Lillane, corner 3, and we're tied. Caddy Lillane with points, 20, 21, and 22.
And you'll notice Patrick Miller, still the guy who's bringing the ball up the floor.
Wilson fires a 3. He knocks it down. A 3-point barrage for the Legends. Timeout, Austin.
Yeah.
All right, Legends up 4 inside of a minute.
You notice now Holloway, and with no disrespect to anybody else who's done a great job here, but Holloway's in charge.
Maybe a little acting there from Johnson. Wilson, open 3, and it's short. But Murray with the rebound. That's huge. The Spurs have to foul now.
And that one is also good for Jarvis. 102-98. 4-point lead here for the Legends. All the scoring in the fourth quarter has come by to Holloway. Here's Parks with the ball, now to Holloway. Holloway here working against Jarvis. All the way, they'll have to get it to Murray. Murray with the ball. Murray inside the key. Murray outside to Wilson. He'll shoot the three-pointer. It's good. Jamil Wilson hits the three-pointer there. And he's way in on the Texas Legends on a back-to-back road game. All right, here we go. 108-107. Legends still with a 1-point lead. Murray with the ball. Murray drives around the basket along the baseline here, and still with the ball. And he finds Wilson underneath. Pass to him, and he jams it home, does Wilson. And here we go. Here's Cummings. Yeah, you got to call a foul there, a hand check on Murray. Closely guarded. Holloway still with it. Holloway back outside to Wilson. Wilson from the free throw line. Passes it, and that's knocked out of bounds.
Great defense there.
6 on the shot clock here for the Legends, but yeah.
Rhythm.
Okay, Miller inbounding here. Wilson will shoot the three-pointer, and it's good. Jump shot three-pointer is good for Wilson with a hand in his face. 117-112, 5-point lead here for the Legends. Here's Cummings with the ball. Cummings bounds.
And you don't want to get. He's a fish out of water up there.
7-point lead here for the Legends. They've been up by as much as 10, I believe. Yep. And here we go. To Holloway with the ball to Murray. Now to Wilson. Left open three-pointer. Good for Jamil Wilson. 2 3-pointers in the fourth quarter here for Wilson. 10-point lead. Back up to their biggest lead of the game for the Leaders. Jarvis 3 for 3 here in the fourth quarter. 126-124, 2:21. 2-point lead here for the Legends. This is Murray with the ball. And Murray has it, closely guarded by Jarvis 3. Now to Wilson. Wilson has it going up against Decker. Wilson powering his way in there. Can't get it to go. Decker with the rebound. Decker's going to control the rock right here. The top of the arc now. Gives it to Jarvis 3. 2 minutes, attacks the rim and count it. Cummings with all 5 points for the Vipers in the second half. 75-72. And so here we go now, Miller with the ball, now to Wilson. Wilson driving to the hoop. Wilson off the glass, and it's good. Patrick Wilson takes that one from the left to the right. Corner 3 is for Jaron Johnson, and the Vipers needed that one.
Yeah, came at the best time. It looked like the Vipers were struggling to find their offense, and Jaron with a nice 3.
77-75, Legends with the lead. Wilson, he'll shoot the three-pointer. That's no good. Eric is underneath, and he scores it. He rebounds it. Now it's stolen by Murray. Murray in the corner. Back to Miller. Miller underneath is hit hard, and he goes down. The bucket won't fall, but he'll go up, and it's good for Jarvis 3, just what we talked about.
Yeah, he did a great job of breaking down in the middle, much like, oh my goodness, that's a hard screen by Eric on 3.
All right, Murray here to Wilson with the ball. 2 Holloways taking a break, thank goodness. And here's Miller, though. Miller has the ball to Wilson. Wilson will put up the three-pointer there with 9 on the shot clock, and it's good for Patrick Miller. For Wilson. Jamil for Patrick Miller. For Wilson. Jamil Wilson hits the 3. 82-77, 5-point lead here for the Legends. Here's Jarvis 3. Jarvis to Hamilton. Hamilton to Jaron Johnson. Knocked away by Wilson. Miller has it. Miller passes it to Wilson, and he jams it home. Jamil Wilson having himself a good quarter with 7 points. 84-77.
Sam Decker set the check.
Something going for the Vipers. Down by 6 here, 84-78. And now down by 5 because the second free throw is good for Jarvis. 4 points for him here in the quarter for Jarvis 3. He's got 12 in the game. 84-79 Legends. Wilson driving to the hoop and knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Jordan Hamilton who knocked it out. Yeah, besides Hall in the game. 84-79 Legends. Wilson driving to the hoop and knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Jordan Hamilton who knocked it out. Yeah, besides Holloway.
Yeah, and Holloway's not in the game right now, so they've got to find something. It looks like Wilson's going to be that guy.
Yeah, Wilson's been the guy, and he draws the foul, and he puts it in. It's good. So to the free throw line here will be Jamil Wilson. He's got 9 points.
And Holloway's not in the game right now, so they've got to find something. It looks like Wilson's going to be that guy.
Yeah, Wilson's been the guy, and he draws the foul, and he puts it in. It's good. So to the free throw line here will be Jamil Wilson. He's got 9 points. Actually, he's got 10 points in this third quarter. 14 points in the game. The free throw is good. So the three-point play is complete. 8-point lead, 87-79. Jarvis now breaking down the defense. Jarvis lost it. Good defense there by Miller. And Miller has it.
They're call a technical foul on the bench.
Game. Here's Wilson. And can't make the free throw, or the technical free throw. His back's a little bit tight here. Use that one as it's going out of bounds, and he gets the ball right back, and here we go. Murray handling the rock, looking for a screen to get things going as he works to the left-hand side, now back to the top of the arc, now inside the arc, back outside in the corner, and this is Wilson going up against Jaron Johnson inside the paint. We'll put that one up a little bit short. Rebound Vipers, Denzel Livingston now with the rock, and he'll go to Putney. Putney, right-hand side, now they're working at the top of the arc, now to the left-hand, Raphael, now to Johnson. Johnson now, 10 on the shot clock from the free throw line, back outside to Livingston. Livingston will put it up, rattles it home, and the three-pointer is good there for Denzel Livingston. 10-4, Wilson inside, just inside the free throw line, off the mark and no good, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Legends retaining possession. All right, Patrick Miller with the ball. Trying to.
And they're hitting the open shot, but they haven't really had to shoot that much from the outside because they're able to attack the middle.
All right, so here we go. Miller with the ball, and Miller still with it, working against Cummings, looking for Holloway, and Holloway back into him, back outside to Miller. Murray corner three off the mark and no good. And Murray gets the ball, catches it in the air, passes it to Wilson, who lays it in.
Yeah, great pass. Didn't come down with the ball, just got it right out of his hands. Wow.
Cummings out on the open court. Cummings, finger roll is good for Will Cummings. 46-37 RGVs. They maintain a good little lead here in the second quarter. To Holloway now with the ball. Holloway, top of the arc. Now he'll get it here with the ball, taking that shot. It's no good. And that was Wilson with a shot. Cummings again, finds Raphael, back outside. Jaron Johnson, the three-pointer, just a little too far there from Will Cummings. Will Cummings. He said Will Smith, but that's okay. Miller with the ball. Miller to Wilson. And Wilson to Holloway. Holloway has it here. Holloway still inside. Back outside. Wilson will shoot this one from the right wing, and it's good. And now the Legends making a little bit of a run here now. 52-41. Will Cummings goes up strong as fire. And Cummings shot a three-pointer, but it's not going to get inside to Cummings. Cummings has it. Cummings back outside. Decker will shoot a three from the other corner, and it is also good for Sam Decker. 63-44. Martin back outside to Pledger. Pledger now to Wilson. Wilson three-pointer. That one's off the mark and no good for Jamil Wilson. Decker finds Cummings. Cummings, three-pointer, no good.
Cliff Hammonds gets a Hearn screen, nothing you can do with it. Well, I'll tell you, the Legends I like the way they play defense. Look at the rejection by Eric.
Great timing on that play. Nice. So right now the Bighorns are just giving up layups and dunks. Seem like they pretty much call it a night.
Yeah, they may have. The effort.
Can't keep trading baskets when you're down 14.
Yeah, even if you're going 3 for 2.
And as I say that,
Jamil Wilson.
Look at no
Michael
country
Eric.
for old men in there. I mean, and right now the Legends look like they got the young men.
Griffin wears number 24 in. To Holloway back in. Wow. Yeah. Even when the clock's running out. Nice fadeaway by Jamil Wilson along the right baseline. Green, and good timeout for the Legends. The Horns, the guys they've got available tonight, their best complement are now 3 shooters and 2 rebounders. Because you know Tyndale's going to play like 150%, and Lawal just bangs it until he's tired. And forced that shot, missed, but the rebound by Eric.
We talked about rebounds. We talked about rebounding.
Teray Murray, who has 5 points until top, and then will pick up a foul. That's not good. That will be number 4 on Eric Green. Holloway with a walking dribble.
Ooh. Jamil Wilson, and big rebound by Lito. Well, Hammonds maybe a little bit far.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a shot Coach Alston wanted.
Wilson, and there's Lito again. Lito triple team. Oh, but Bighorns, they haven't hit. They had 1 3 by Hearn, and that was it.
Another turnover.
Another turnover along the baseline. Hearn loses it on the dribble. Legends are 17 and 18. You don't want them to play real great and stay in this ball game.
Well, it's right there for the Bighorns. They just haven't been able to get any rhythm on this offensive end.
Richardson, who usually has a pretty quick trigger, and that left. Keep that ball moving. Tyndale on the drive. Oh, look at Hammonds. I mean, you got to get paid off for that. He went so easily around the defender.
He did the hard part.
He sure did.
Wilson.
Made by Wilson. Rebounded by Lito.
Nice pass.
Oh, up the floor to Tyndale.
There you go. Great pass by Ricky.
That'll be the 6th turnover for the Horns. And Mark Tyndale, yeah, looks at his right hand and says, yep.
You always blame it on the right hand, Dan.
Exactly.
Even when you're left-handed.
That's what you want him to do, and boy, that time it doesn't work out. As Jamil Wilson will pop the 3. Game has come down to a back-and-forth contest. Long rebound, Hearn with it. Looking for some help. Says, I don't need it. So 4 for 5 from Hearn beyond the arc. Holloway letting alley-oop, perfectly timed, and lay it in.
Hearn's are more of a catch and shoot, 3-point shooter, opposed to shooting off.
Bighorns, a lot of freelance. Jack, a little backup, drops through. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that name, Toppert, because we know about Stockton we've mentioned a couple times, and we know that Ducon is not available. Maybe there's a mention anything about Toppert to us, so I don't know. You know, when he came by, we talked to him before the game, he didn't say anything.
Graham makes the old-fashioned 3-point play. I think this was the NBA All-Star floor.
Great memories of a snowstorm that week.
Yes, there was. Inside to Wilson.
Well, Wilson came down really carefully because there was a Stampede player underneath him. And I thought for just a second there.
Well, there's got to be something they did. We got a tie game again.
There's when 2 is dribbling into traffic, he finds him crunched by 5 defenders. But other times, he just travels.
Wilson in the lane, righty hook, no, tipped up, held it in. Eric tips it up. And the Legends retake the lead, 95-93.
So you get Andre, features Tibor Weiss out of Germany, a name you may recognize.
Yes, here's Hawkins on the drive, lays it up, no. Wilson with the rebound. Miller. No, Wilson stuffs it home. Doesn't it seem odd to you? Big comes through with Bobs and Cruz.
Patrick Miller.
Legend lead.
Patrick Miller on more than one occasion tonight. He did a nice job.
And there's the miss. They needed that one. Legends did. Wilson, right side, 3-ball, hit, just Jamil Wilson.
That was designed out of the Mavericks mirror, that Rick Carlisle playbook. But
we're going to get a whistle.
Bodies fly. There's Patrick.
Wilson for three at the shot clock expiring, and tipped up. It's Miller with the offensive rebound.
There you go. Go off.
Oh, Travion Graham. It is championship week in college basketball.
And the Masters.
The Masters is 3 weeks away.
Oh, I was close.
And spring training is in full effect.
The Masters.
For my money, March is the second best sports month of the year behind October. FC Dallas playing right now too, Fish.
Sure.
Or maybe they are in October, I don't know. Training is in full effect.
The Masters.
For my money, March is the second best sports month of the year behind October. FC Dallas playing right now too, Fish.
Sure.
Or maybe they are in October, I don't know. Wilson, this is the first.
Did you mention your Dallas Stars?
Oh, the Dallas Stars are playing too.
They're
FC Dallas playing right now too, Fish.
Sure.
Or maybe they are in October, I don't know. Wilson, this is the first.
Did you mention your Dallas Stars?
Oh, the Dallas Stars are playing too.
They're one tick away from being a real contender.
I think they're already a real contender. They're leading the West, aren't they?
I mean, a year next year. Okay, but
their Stars are playing too.
They're one tick away from being a real contender.
I think they're already a real contender. They're leading the West, aren't they?
I mean, a year next year. Okay, but they're going to grow into something even more special than they are. I grew up in Minnesota. Don't question my hockey expertise.
If they liked hockey in Minnesota, they wouldn't. Hopefully a little bit more up-tempo game, get some big plays in this one.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Here we go. Here's Hawkins. And he'll try a 20-footer off the mark. Rebound to Bobby Ray.
Legends also got drilled on the boards last night, if you recall.
Inside to Wilson, lays it up and in.
So far, so good in terms of Legends at the rim. I think he sent it to the Professional Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah.
High off the glass, O'Brien. Holloway across the timeline. On the drive, kicks it. Douglas Roberts thought about it. Baseline, CDR. Wilson, right side, three ball. And if you don't know, now you know. Three ball, Jamil Wilson.
They waited and waited and waited last night for Jamil.
And Graham makes them both. 3 of 4 from the line tonight. .536 to go in the first. RJ Choppy, Mike Fisher. Alley-oop to Wilson, no! He gets fouled.
I thought Wilson started walking towards the line. So he agrees with you. All right, thanks for ruining a segment, Sean Sharif.
I don't believe in performance anxiety, Fish.
You don't believe it for humans?
No, not at all. Not at all. Wilson, straightaway three. Papa Ben smooth since days of Underoos. Another three ball by the Legends.
That's a song? That's a hit song.
They are on fire.
Bless Piggy's heart.
You need to stop that. Inside,
what was the lyric again?
Papa's been smooth since days of Underoos.
Oh my gosh.
Not much more of the song I can say either. Inside to Wilson. Wilson up with it. Powers it into the foul.
And here's that free throw that you wanted for your man
absolutely.
A few minutes ago.
He gets it next. Not much more of the song I can say either. Inside to Wilson. Wilson up with it. Powers it into the foul.
And here's that free throw that you wanted for your man
absolutely.
A few minutes ago.
He gets it now. Already with 10 points. And Wilson, the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Legends have opened up an 11-point lead. In the lane, 8-footer no, rims the basket. Sotnam with the rebound.
There's a number.
The possession isn't over until Sotnam sings.
You're going to say that every night until somebody laughs. Is that the plan?
There's a T-shirt after that, Fish. People laugh. Wilson, pull-up jumper from 16.
If you discount the fact that Wilson took 3 stutter steps. That was perfect. Nick Van Exel knows it, by the way. Got a big grin on. Unique. That's a 7'2" center distributor from the high post. Not just setting screens up there, which is commonplace, but much more.
CDR. 5:30 to go in the first half. Wilson, 19-footer short.
CDR's trying to pass the ball, but when it comes off that wrist, he grimaces in pain.